Baby, maybe this video broke your heart. And if it did, I'm sorry. Not just for the video itself, but for everything that brought us to this moment, this ache between us that no one else can see, but we both feel so deeply. I watched your eyes dim when you saw it. I felt the silence that followed, like a storm trying to hold back its thunder. Maybe the way I said something, or the way I looked, or the memories it carried, maybe all of it pulled a string inside you that I never meant to tug so hard. And now here we are, two people who love each other, but suddenly feel like strangers in the middle of a crowded room. I didn't mean to hurt you, not now, not ever. You know that, right? Everything I do, even the parts that look messy or misunderstood, they all come from this place inside me that only beats for you. But sometimes I forget how fragile your heart really is, not because it's weak, but because it's deep. You love like it's a promise written in blood. And when I make mistakes, even the small ones, they feel like echoes that crash into that love you gave so selflessly. And I never want to be the reason your eyes look away, or your smile fades before it even reaches your lips. I want to be the reason your heart feels safe, not shattered. Maybe this video reminded you of the parts of me that are still healing, the parts that sometimes forget how to love you the way you deserve, softly, fully, without letting shadows creep into our light. But even if I fall short sometimes, even if I lose my way, I always come back to you, because you're home. You're every warm moment I ever wanted in this cold world. And I'd give up anything, everything just to be the arms you run to when you feel hurt, not the reason you feel it. So if this broke your heart, then let this moment be where I start to mend it. No more distractions, no more careless words, just me here, raw and real, telling you that you matter more than anything. I'll be patient, I'll be present, I'll be better, because your heart is not just something I hold. It's everything I never want to lose, and I don't blame you if it did. I don't even know what hurt the most. The words, the silence, the memories it must have carried, or maybe the way I stood there, not realizing how much you needed me to speak, to explain, to hold your heart tighter. I saw your expression change. You didn't say anything, but I heard it, the cracking sound of trust bending under the weight of disappointment. I could feel your soul retreat a little, like a flower closing its petals at the hint of cold air, and it shattered something in me. Because if there's one place I never wanted to bring pain, it's into your chest, the very place I once swore I'd keep safe with everything I have. I know I'm not perfect. I know that sometimes my actions move ahead of my intentions, and my silence speaks louder than all the words I should have said. But baby, don't ever mistake my stumbles for indifference. I feel you in my bones. I carry your laughter in my veins. You're the only calm I've ever known in a world that constantly pulls me into chaos. I mess up, yes. But I never stop loving you, not even for a breath, not even in my worst moments. When you hurt, it tears something open inside me too, and sometimes I stay quiet, not because I don't care, but because I don't know how to fix what I broke without falling apart myself. You know, when I made that video, or said those things, or left that space for doubt, it wasn't because I wanted distance between us. Sometimes, I just get lost in my own noise. I forget that I'm holding something sacred when I hold you. I forget that love isn't just grand gestures and poetic confessions, it's in the gentle things, the listening, the explaining, the noticing when you look away too fast or smile too slowly. And now, when I replay that moment over and over, I don't see myself. I only see you, the way your eyes dimmed, the way your heart stepped back a little, unsure if it still had a home with me. But hear me now, you do, always. You're my beginning and my shelter, my softness in a world of sharp edges. I may not always get it right, but I will always come back. To you, for you. I'll unlearn the careless parts of me. I'll relearn how to love you in your language, the quiet, the steady, the deep. Because you are not just someone I love, You are someone I want to spend a lifetime deserving. So if this broke your heart, let this be where I begin rebuilding it. Not with promises, but with presence. Not with apologies alone, but with actions that heal, slowly, surely, like sunlight after a long storm. But if you only knew how many times I've watched it myself, just to understand where I went wrong, you'd see how much it broke me too. I didn't mean to let the silence fall between us like that. I didn't mean to let a moment meant to explain turn into something that confused you, distanced you, maybe even pushed you away. I thought I was doing the right thing, shielding you from the chaos inside me. But instead, I ended up shutting you out. And the second I realized it, it was too late. Your eyes weren't looking at me with the same warmth. Your voice trembled, not out of love, but out of hurt. And I knew I had failed you in a way that words couldn't immediately fix. Do you remember how we used to talk until sunrise? How even the silence between us used to feel like music? You were always the calm in my storm, the softness in all my sharp edges. And yet, I let my fears speak louder than my love. I was scared not of you, but of not being enough for someone as real, as rare, as beautiful as you. So instead of letting you in, I pushed you out. I thought keeping you at arm's length would protect you from the brokenness in me, but instead, it became the very reason you began to feel like I didn't care. And nothing could be further from the truth. You're the only thing I've ever cared about so deeply it scared me. This isn't just an apology. This is a confession, a vow, a surrender. I don't want to lose you because of the walls I built to hide my own fears. I want to tear them down, brick by brick, with every truth I never told you. Like how I stare at your photos when you're asleep just to remind myself how lucky I am. Or how your laughter replays in my head in the quietest moments. Or how I sometimes cry when I think I've hurt you, because hurting you feels like hurting the only part of me that's still pure. Baby, I'm learning slowly, painfully, that love isn't about guarding your heart. It's about opening mine, even when it's trembling. So if this video hurt you, let this be the start of something better. Let this be my way of showing you that I see you, that I choose you not just when things are easy, but when they're difficult, messy, and real. I don't want a love that's perfect. I want us, with all the tears, the healing, the growing. I want to learn how to love you in ways you never have to question. I want to be the reason your heart feels safe again, not shattered. And I'll spend every day trying to earn back the trust I may have shaken. Because losing you isn't something I'll ever be able to survive. But please believe me when I say it was never meant to. I didn't sit down to speak into the lens with the intent to let you bleed in silence. I only wanted to be heard, really heard. Sometimes pain makes us desperate for understanding, and maybe in that desperation, I forgot how tender your heart is. Maybe I didn't realize that my trembling words would feel like knives instead of the fragile olive branch they were meant to be. But if I could hold you right now, if I could wrap my arms around your shoulders and press your head to my chest, I'd whisper again and again I never meant to break anything, especially not you. I know you think I don't feel it. The ache, the absence, the emptiness that screams through the hours we used to fill with laughter and late-night talks. But I feel it in every corner of this room. I feel it in my chest when I try to sleep and your side of the bed stays cold. I feel it in the coffee that doesn't taste right without your sleepy kiss. You may be gone physically, but you're in everything. And when I look back on that video, I don't just see your heartbreak, I see my own reflection, hollow and scared. I see a version of me who didn't know how to say, I love you, in a way you could feel. And I swear, baby, I'm learning. You always told me love isn't just in the grand gestures, it's in the quiet details. The way I remembered how you like your tea. The way I always made sure your playlist was cued before our long drives. But somehow, I forgot that truth when it mattered most. I let my own mess drown out yours. I was selfish in my silence when what you needed was reassurance. And for that, I'm sorry not in passing, but in every breath. If I could rewind time, I would pause right before you looked away, right before the doubt set in, and I would reach for your hand. I would say the words right. I would make sure this story ended differently. But now, all I can do is be here, be real, be soft again, for you. Because even if you never watch this video till the end, even if you turn away and never come back, I'll still be here, in the same place where I first fell in love with you, waiting, hoping, and if there's a chance, just a small one, that you still believe in the us that laughed at silly jokes and kissed in the rain, then come back. Don't say anything, just hold my hand. I'll do the rest. This time, with both hands open and no fear in my chest. Baby, maybe this video broke your heart, but it shattered mine too while I recorded it. I had to pause 100 times just to breathe, just to stop my voice from cracking in a way that would have made you cry more. Because I remember the way your shoulders trembled whenever you were hurting, and I couldn't bear the thought that I might be the reason behind it.